OpenAI dropped a bomb on the AI industry. It's called GPT-5.4. But here's the thing, this isn't just another incremental update. This is the model that can literally operate your computer for you. But while OpenAI is celebrating, its biggest rival, Anthropic, is in a full-scale war with the United States government. We are looking at a complete meltdown between the Pentagon and Anthropic, involving threats of blacklisting, accusations of dictator-style politics, and a last-second deal with OpenAI that has the entire tech world picking sides. Today, we are breaking down exactly what GPT-5.4 can do, why the Pentagon just banned its competitor, and what this means for the future of AI and warfare. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the star of the show, GPT-5.4. This launched on March 5th, and according to OpenAI, this is their most capable model for professional work yet. Now, forget everything you knew about the old GPT 5.2. This isn't just about chatting anymore. GPT 5.4 is built around one concept: agentic workflows. In plain English, this AI doesn't just think, it does. 1. It uses your computer. The headline feature here is native computer use. This is the first general-purpose model from OpenAI that can actually look at your screen, move the cursor, click buttons, and type text across different applications. We saw early versions of this with things like Claude's computer use, but OpenAI is claiming this is state-of-the-art now. We're talking about a model that can navigate a desktop environment through screenshots and keyboard or mouse actions. On the OS World Verified benchmark, which tests exactly that, GPT 5.4 scored 75%. To put that in perspective, the old GPT 5.2 scored 47%. They even claim it slightly surpasses human performance, which sits at around 72.4%. 2. The memory monster. Next, let's talk about context. GPT 5.4 ships with up to 1 million tokens of context. For those of you keeping score at home, that's massive. But there were rumors floating around just days ago, leaked GitHub codes, that suggested this model might actually support 2 million tokens with a feature called Stateful AI. That means the model remembers you between sessions. You don't have to reintroduce yourself or your project every time you open a new chat. It's like having an employee who never forgets the task you gave them last week. 3. Professional work, the Excel killer. OpenAI is going hard after the enterprise here. They've specifically boosted its ability to handle spreadsheets, presentations, and documents. They actually tested it on tasks a junior investment banker would do, financial modeling and spreadsheets. GPT 5.4 scored 87.3%. GPT 5.2 scored 68.4%. They even released a ChatGPT for Excel add-in. They are coming for your office jobs, folks. Transparency, thinking out loud. There's also a new mode called GPT 5.4 Thinking. In this mode, the AI actually shows you its plan before it finishes the answer. You can intercept it mid-thought and course correct. It's like watching a contractor lay out the blueprint and asking to move a wall before they start hammering. But it's not all good news. This power comes at a cost. Reports indicate that the input price for GPT 5.4 has jumped 42.9% compared to GPT 5.2. So if you're a developer, you're paying a premium for this agentic future. The Pentagon versus Anthropic. Alright, so OpenAI is launching this incredible tech, but the real drama, it's happening in Washington, D.C., because while OpenAI is celebrating, their rival, Anthropic, is getting crushed by the US government. To understand this, we have to rewind to late February. The Pentagon, or as they're now calling it, the Department of War, issued an ultimatum to Anthropic, the makers of the Claude AI model. The Pentagon wanted Anthropic to drop its safeguards. Specifically, Anthropic has 2 hard red lines: no using its AI for mass domestic surveillance and no using it for fully autonomous weapons, meaning a weapon that selects and engages targets without human involvement. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei went public saying, "We cannot in good conscience give in to these." He argued that these safeguards are non-negotiable. The supply chain risk. So what did the Pentagon do? They hit them where it hurts. On February 27th, the Pentagon designated Anthropic a supply chain risk. This is unprecedented. This is a label usually reserved for foreign adversaries, Chinese companies, hostile state actors. They've never done this to a major American tech firm before. What this means is any company that wants to do business with the US military, any contractor, any supplier, is now banned from working with Anthropic. They have 6 months to cut ties. The $200 million contract. This is a massive deal because Anthropic had a $200 million contract with the Pentagon. They were actually the only AI system approved to operate in the Pentagon's classified cloud environments. Military personnel loved Claude Gov because it was easy to use. Now they have to rip it out. The accusations. Things got ugly fast. Modi wrote an internal memo, which was later leaked, where he accused the administration of targeting them because, and I quote, "the company hasn't donated to Trump, backed his AI policies, or given him dictator-style praise." He later apologized for the tone of that memo, but the damage was done. The Pentagon fired back, with officials calling Modi a liar with a God complex. And here's the kicker. While all this was happening, reports emerged that the US military was already using Claude in operations in Iran, even as they were publicly banning it. It's a complete mess. OpenAI steps in. Now, remember the date. The Pentagon announces the ban on Anthropic on February 27th. The OpenAI deal. On that exact day, who shows up? OpenAI. Sam Altman and team announced that they had signed a deal with the Pentagon to provide their AI models for classified networks. The timing couldn't be more brutal for Anthropic. The accusation of opportunism. Anthropic's leaked memo basically accused OpenAI of acting opportunistically and sacrificing safety to get the deal. But here's the nuanced part. Did OpenAI actually sacrifice safeguards? Sam Altman stated that their deal includes two key principles: a ban on mass surveillance and a requirement for human accountability when force is used, meaning no autonomous killing machines without a human in the loop. So, on paper, OpenAI got the deal while keeping the same red lines that got Anthropic banned. The difference? Negotiation tactics, or perhaps, as Anthropic suggests, political favor. The future and analysis. So where does this leave us? Anthropic is vowing to sue. They're arguing that the law used against them, Section 3252, was meant to stop espionage from foreign companies, not to punish an American company for an ethics dispute. Experts say that legally, Anthropic might have a point. The process was rushed, announced on social media, and bypassed standard procedure. But politically, it's an uphill battle. Meanwhile, talks have reportedly resumed. Just days ago, Modi was back in discussions with the Pentagon, trying to find a way to lift the supply chain risk label. But for now, the black mark remains. And for OpenAI, they're moving full steam ahead. GPT-5.4 is out, it's powerful, and it's now the Pentagon's go-to partner. The bigger picture. This fight reveals something crucial. AI is no longer just a tool for writing emails or coding apps. It's a weapon system. It's infrastructure. And the companies that build it are now having to choose between their ethical charters and the demands of national security. Anthropic chose to fight. OpenAI chose to deal. We are watching the birth of the military-industrial AI complex in real time. And the question we all have to ask is what happens when the only AI models left standing are the ones that agreed to everything the government asked? This story is moving fast. By the time you watch this, the legal battle might have escalated or a new deal might have been signed. Drop a comment below. Do you side with Anthropic holding the line or with OpenAI striking while the iron is hot? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll keep you updated as this war heats up. Thanks for watching.